Nous attendons quelques minutes jusqu'à la venue. Veuillez patienter, s'il vous plaît. Docteur Sourad arrivera après quelques minutes. Docteur Sourad arrivera bientôt. Veuillez patienter, s'il vous plaît. Merci d'avance. Docteur Sourad sera bientôt disponible. Veuillez patienter. Euh, Avant de commencer notre séminaire, veuillez sincèrement nous pardonner pour ce retard. Euh, Chers participants, bonsoir à vous tous et bienvenue au séminaire d'aujourd'hui sous le nom le test d'anglais de TOEIC pour la communication internationale. Ce séminaire se tournera autour des points essentiels du TOEIC, la forme du test de TOEIC, le test d'écoute et de lecture, le test d'expression et d'écriture et le Braille test. L'éligibilité du TOEIC, conseils pour se préparer au TOEIC et les notes de qualification pour le TOEIC et quelques exemples sur les tests du TOEIC. Tout cela avec Dr Sourad Chaoujé, membre du corps professoral de l'université, maîtrise en langue, littérature et civilisation anglaise, faculté des sciences humaines et sociales de Tunis. Accordons maintenant la parole à Dr Souad. Dr Souad, la parole est à vous. Vous pouvez commencer votre séminaire. Le micro ne marche pas.
Okay, thank you very much, dear colleague, for this short presentation. Okay, I'm sorry for the delay. So here I faced the technical problem. Okay, but I'm here now. I can see you here. So welcome everybody. Welcome everyone to today's seminar. As you see here, so this seminar will be about the test of TOEIC, or the test of English for international communication. Okay, so I will start here with the outline of the seminar. Okay, so today I'm going here to present the TOEIC test for you, okay, in many, of course, details, okay. In part one, I'm going to talk about TOEIC highlights, as you see. In part two, I will introduce the TOEIC test format. Part three will be about TOEIC eligibility. In part four, I'm going to talk about TOEIC preparation tips. 5, I will explain here the TOEIC score. And the last part here, I will show you, of course, a sample test for TOEIC here. Okay, so let's start now. Okay, as you see here, we have the TOEIC highlights. Okay. The exam is, of course, called Test of English for International Communication. Okay, so as you see here, TOEIC, the T refers to test, O refers to, of course, of E, English, I, international, and C, communication. Okay, the exam is conducted by ETS. The exam types here, we have 3 exam types: listening and reading, speaking and writing, and bridge test. Countries, so it's of course international exam, so it's worldwide. Score validity 2 years, and eligibility, no test required. Okay, introduction. So here, the TOEIC stands for Test of English for International Communication. So the TOEIC test aims to assess your ability to understand English in a business context. It is designed by the Educational Test and Service, ETS, in Princeton, New Jersey, USA. So the TOEIC, or Test of an English for International test, okay? So the language and situation covered in the TOEIC test are useful across a wide range of business, travel, and work situations, okay? Here, over 6 million people take the TOEIC test every year. It's an increasingly popular way to assess English proficiency in the world of work. More than 10,000 corporations and institutions in 120 countries throughout the world use the TOEIC test. So more about the test, okay? So the TOEIC exam, which stands, as I said, for Test of English for International Communication, is like a big language test that helps people show off their English skills to the world. So it's not a typical exam with tons of essays and tricky grammar rules. Instead, it's all about how well you can use English in real life situations, like, for example, work or travel. Imagine you want to work in a company where everyone speaks English and you want to prove you can chat with them easily. Or maybe you are dreaming of studying in an English-speaking country and you need to demonstrate your language skills. So that's where the TOEIC exam comes in play. The interesting thing is that TOEIC measures your English in two main areas. So listening and reading, okay? Example here, so in the listening part of the test, you will put on your headphones and listen to conversations and talks, just like you would in real life. Then you will answer questions to show you understood everything. So the reading part is a bit like flipping through a magazine or reading business emails. So you read some stuff and answer questions about it. Of course, don't worry too much about it being super hard. The TOEIC exam has different levels, okay? So you can start at the level that matches your skills, plus lots of students use TOEIC to improve their English, not just to get a job or study abroad. So think of it as a friendly tool to help you get even better at speaking and understanding English in everyday situations. It's like leveling up your language game. Okay, so this is a short introduction here about the TOEIC test. If you have any question about this part, so I can explain to you that. Yeah, any question?
Pour ceux qui ont des questions, veuillez s'il vous plaît soit lever la main, soit l'écrire sur le chat. Y a-t-il des questions? Ahmada Sadoumaya.
Hi everyone. So I have one question.
Hello.
Yeah. My question is how I can find this exam to do. Like now, I need to do this exam. How can I find it?
Sorry, Ahmada, so I can't hear you very well. Can you speak up?
I asked how I can find this exam.
Yeah.
How can I find?
Repeat your question, please.
How I can find somewhere, or I can do this exam. Sorry, I put my earphone. Ok.
Ahmada, vous pouvez poser votre question en français, il n'y a aucun problème.
Ok, ma question est la suivante. Comment je peux trouver cet examen pour le faire? Par exemple, maintenant, je veux le faire. Où je peux le trouver? Est-ce que je peux le trouver en ligne ou bien je dois me déplacer, aller quelque part?
Yeah, of course. So the test is always available online. Okay. So you can, of course, here choose a date, okay, to sit for the test TOEIC and register online, of course. I think that Mideocean University here, so we will, of course, help you, of course, to know how to pay and register for this test. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, you are welcome. Yeah. Yes, I will continue now. Okay. Here, so in this part, as you see, I'm going to talk about the test format. Okay. So here we have the section, okay, listening and reading test. As I said, so the test, okay, is available in three. Of course, we have three types, okay. The first type, listening and reading test. Type number two, speaking and writing test. And of course, test number three, bridge test, okay. And you can choose, of course, the test that you want, of course, to sit for, okay? So let me start with the listening and reading test, as you see here. So it contains two sections, listening test and reading test, okay? The number of questions, you have 200 multiple choice questions here, okay? 200. Duration, so the test here, I mean the listening and reading test, lasts 2 hours and 30 minutes, okay? And mode of test is objective, of course. Type number two, you have speaking and writing test, okay? Of course, some of you like, for example, to improve their speaking and writing skills, so they can choose this type of test, okay? So here, this type of test, it contains here two sections, so speaking test and writing test, okay? Number of questions, 19. Duration, so this test lasts 1 hour, 20 minutes, okay? And mode of test, descriptive. Now let's move on to here, talk about the bridge test, okay? So the bridge test here contains, of course, two sections here, listening and reading test. Number of questions, 100 questions. Duration, so the bridge test lasts 1 hour, 30 minutes, okay? And mode of test, object. I continue. So let's here explain here the TOEIC listening and reading test in more details, okay? So TOEIC listening and reading test. Are you planning to assess the English language listening and reading abilities required in the workplace and everyday life? Then this type of TOEIC, I mean the listening and reading test, okay? So it's a listening and reading test consists of the questions that test the comprehensive ability of the test taker, okay? So the test is a paper and pencil based, as I said, so multiple choice questions assessment with two timed sections of 100 questions each, okay? So it takes only, of course, here 2 hours to complete, where 45 minutes are given to the listening part, while 75 minutes are kept for the reading section, okay? So as I said here, you have 45 minutes for the listening part and 75 minutes for, of course, here, the second part, okay? Yeah, and you have approximately 30 minutes to answer the biographical questions. So the content now of the test, okay? So the listening and reading test. So it contains, as I said, two parts, listening. So description here, test takers have to listen to a variety of questions and short conversations that are recorded in English. And the answer will be based on what they have heard. So this part, I mean section 1, listening, it contains 4 parts, okay? So part 1, photographs. Part 2, question response. Part 3, conversations. And part 4, short talks, okay? Reading section now here, so description. So here, this section here, test takers are asked to read a variety of materials and respond at their own pace, okay? So here you have part 5, incomplete sentences, part 6, error recognition or text completion, and part 7, reading comprehension, okay? Now, I will move on to introduce the TOEIC speaking and writing tests, okay? So I think it's time to take, for those who want, of course, those who want to improve their speaking and writing skills, it's time to take the TOEIC speaking and writing exam to demonstrate English language proficiency that plays a crucial role in effective presentations, meetings, face-to-face communication. So the main focus lies on the tone of speech or intonation, and you have facial expressions, hand movements, confidence, and voice modulation. Also, excellent writing skills are key expressions used in the workplace environment, okay? So, of course, this test, the speaking and writing test, helps you to learn how, of course, to speak, of course, here, speak, of course, business English here, okay? How to participate in meetings, presentations, okay? And so on, with more confidence, of course, okay? And also it helps you to improve your writing skills, okay? So the TOEIC exam speaking test format now. So content, here you have 11 questions, time about 20 minutes, and score scale from 0 to 100, okay? Next to the third type of the TOEIC test is called TOEIC, as you see, bridge test. Okay, so what is the TOEIC bridge test? Okay, the TOEIC bridge test, okay, measures the English language proficiency in listening and reading, okay, from beginner to intermediate learner. So this allows you to set your own goals and monitor your progress in learning the English language. The test consists of a total of 100 multiple choices divided into 2 sections to be completed in approximately half hours with 25 minutes listening, okay, section, and other 35 minutes for the reading section, and approximately 30 minutes to complete the education and work history questionnaire, okay? So the content here concerning the listening section, description. So test takers will listen to the recorded questions, statements, a short conversation, and talks via audio recording. They will have to answer 50 questions based on what was heard. Okay, so there are three parts here in this section. Part 1, photographs, 15 questions. Part 2, question response, so 20 questions. Part 3, short conversations and short talks. Okay, the reading section now, so you will have to read single sentences and texts to answer 50 questions accordingly. Okay, so part 4, here you have incomplete sentences, 30 questions. Part 5, reading comprehension, 20 questions. Now, let me tell you about here, part 3. So you have the TOEIC eligibility, okay? So the test, of course, has no eligibility or requirement before taking it. So you can take the test at any age or qualification, okay? However, since it is used to check your English proficiency, so it's important that you are well adept in English speaking, listening, writing, and reading. TOEIC preparation tips. So the English language is mostly prepared by blending it into the lifestyle. So candidates can use the language in their everyday lives along with taking help from books and practice tests, okay? So listen carefully to English songs, radio, movies, and news report will provide excellent vocabulary. The more you will listen, the more you will grasp the accent and pronunciation of various words and understand the style and usage of it to express various emotions. Okay. I continue here. Here I'm going to, of course, present the TOEIC score, okay? Okay, you have different levels here. So, donc, so reading and listening. So the score is between 120, 220, okay? Speaking, you have a score between 30 and 60, and the writing section, so between 50 and 80. Level A2, so reading and listening, okay? You have the score here is between 225, 545. The speaking section, so you have 90 and 110. Writing section, the score is between 70 and 110. B1 level, so reading and listening. So here, the score is between 550 and 780. The speaking section, so the score is between 120 and 150. And the writing section, the score is between 120 and 140. Donc, so here I move to B2 level. Okay, so reading and listening part, you have 70 or 785 and 940. The speaking section, so the score is between 160 and 170. The writing section, the score is between 160 and 170. C1 or C1 level, so you have 945 and 990. The speaking section, so the score is between 180 and 200. And the writing section, so the score is between 180 and 200. Here you have test day details. Okay, so ETS has a strict rule for people taking the TOEIC test. So there are some checklists that you should take care of before visiting the test center. Okay, so things to bring. You have 2 forms of identity proof allowed. So identity proofs are passport, driver's license, state ID, national ID, or military ID. Okay, and you bring 2 pencils with an eraser. Things not to bring for the test. So take care of certain items that you cannot take with you in the test room. Some of the prohibited items are, for example, books, calculators, mobile phones, backpacks, purses, listening devices, any electronic devices, recording or photographic equipment, cell phones, dictionaries, watch alarms, okay, and pocket books. Now, so how can the TOEIC exam benefit the taker? Okay, so what are the advantages here of taking the TOEIC test or exam? Okay, so taking the TOEIC exam can increase your chances, of being accepted by an international organization and help in getting the message across the table that you can communicate, of course, in English very well. If already in a company, it can increase the chances of being promoted or handed down new opportunities. Okay, so here the TOEIC exam, okay, helps you, of course, to, for example, to be hired in international companies, for example, or also, so it helps you to improve your English level, okay, at university, even at work, okay? So it makes it easy for you to communicate with, for example, business people, okay, worldwide, okay? It makes you, of course, able to, as I said, participate in business meetings, in presentations. Of course, if you travel, for example, so when you have the TOEIC exam, okay, you can communicate easily, of course, with people worldwide, okay? So the TOEIC exam here is so important. Okay. Now I show you a sample test for TOEIC here. So here, as you see, we have the TOEIC bridge practice test, okay? The listening and reading test, okay? So it's a simple test. So this is a sample test, okay? Here you have the registration number and the name. Here you have the directions, okay? So, example, this booklet contains 2 tests, okay? Listening and reading. The tests measure how well you can understand English The total time for the two tests is about 1 hour. Okay, so here I'm talking about the bridge TOEIC test. Okay, so please answer every question. Use the separate answer sheet. Don't mark your answers in this test book. Okay, so here is an example question. Maria, for 3 hours yesterday. Okay, so the best answer is C. So you should mark the letter C on your answer sheet. Okay, so here you have 4 choices, A, B, C, D, and you only choose one. Okay, so here the right answer is Maria studied for 3 hours yesterday. Okay, so sorry, this is okay, a simple answer sheet. Okay, here you put so your answers here. So here you have a simple answer sheet. I continue. So here, so a sample, so example here, you have the listening section. Okay, I will give you an example here. So this is the listening test, and there are 4 parts to this test. Okay, listen in part 1. Okay, directions. So of course, for each part, you have directions that help you, of course, to understand the questions. Okay, so you will see a set of 4 pictures in your test book. Okay, so here you have an example. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 pictures. Look at the set of pictures, choose the picture that the phrase or the sentence best describes. Then mark the letter A, B, C, or D on your answer sheet, okay? Look at the sample pictures below and listen to the phrase. Okay, example, so here, so in this example, you will hear here, okay, of course, you will put headphones and you will hear the sentence, a man wearing headphones, okay? So here you should choose the picture, of course, suits here the sentence that you heard. So a man wearing headphones is, of course, picture D. Okay, so this D, so you should mark the letter D on your answer sheet. So here you have more examples, okay, okay, more pictures. Voilà. You always have, of course, 4 choices and you only choose one, okay? Here, listening part 2, okay? So the listening part 2, as you see here, direction. So you will hear some questions or statements. After each question or statement, you will hear and read 4 responses. So choose the best response to each question or statement, then mark the letter A, B, C, or D on your answer sheet. Okay, now listen to a sample question, okay? So when you listen, so here you will hear, what time is it? So you will hear and read. Is it 3 o'clock? Or B, several times. C, near the hotel. And D, yes, it is, okay? The best answer is A, it is 3 o'clock, okay? Because we're asking about time. So you should mark the letter A on your answer sheet. So here you have more examples, okay? For example, here you have question 15. So mark your answer on your answer sheet, okay? You have 4 choices to A, B, C, D, 16, also 4 choices, okay? And you always choose the best choice. You only choose one, okay? Listening part 3 now. So you will hear some short conversations now. You will hear and read 2 questions about each conversation. Okay, so each question has 4 answer choices. Okay, so choose the best answer to each question and mark the letter A, B, C, or D on your answer sheet. Okay, so you will hear, for example, here some short conversations, okay, and you will answer these questions. Example, how will the speakers go to the stadium? A, on foot, B, by car, C, by train, D, by bus. And you only choose one, okay? The listening part for here, you will hear some short talks now, okay? So you will hear and read 2 questions about each talk, and each question has 4 answer choices, okay? So you choose the best answer to each question and make the letter A, B, C, or D on your answer sheet, okay? So example, here you have question number 37. When will the store close tonight? A, at 7 p.m., B, at 8 p.m., C, at 9 p.m., D, at 10 p.m. Okay? I continue now the reading section now. Okay? So this is the reading test. There are 3 parts to this test. Okay? And you will have 35 minutes to complete the reading test. Okay? So this is reading part 1. Okay? Here you have the directions. So you will read some sentences. Each one has a space where a word or phrase is missing. Choose the best answer to complete the sentence, okay? Then mark the letter A, B, C, or D on your answer sheet. Example, don't on the grass. So you have here A, find, B, keep, C, walk, D, have. So the best answer is C. So you should mark the letter C on your answer sheet. Okay, so don't walk on the grass. Okay. So you have more examples here. Reading section part 2 here, you will read, of course, some short texts, okay? You have a short text here, for example. And each text has 3 spaces. You have 1, 2, 3, okay? Where a word, phrase, or sentence is missing, okay? So you are going, of course, to complete this short text with the correct, of course, here, missing words, okay? Example, so here you have, 1, 2, 3 here, as you see, 3 spaces, okay? So the best answer for question 1 is A, means we. So you should mark the letter A on your answer sheet. The best answer for question 2 is C, okay? So C here is, they will arrive today. So we have received your order for 12 yellow roses. They will arrive today, okay? And the best answer for question 3, so this is question 3, is D. Here you have D, okay? So the answer is thank you, okay, for shopping at Flower Mart. Reading part 2, of course, you will read here. Sorry, okay. I continue. So reading part 2. here you have the reading part 3, okay? You will read some texts such as notices, letters, and instant messages, okay? And each text is followed by 2 or 3 questions. You will choose the best answer to each question, okay? So here, for example, you have an example here. Milltown supermarket, we have the freshest fruit and vegetables in town, okay? Opening hours, Monday to Friday, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m., okay? The questions about, of course, the texts are, as you see, question number 1, what does the store sell? Okay, so you read the text and you answer these questions. You have A, food, B, clothing, C, books, D, furniture. And the best answer for question number 1 is A. Okay, so the store sells, of course, food. What time does the store close on Tuesday? So here you have A at 7 p.m., B at 8 p.m., C at 9 p.m., and D at 10 p.m. The best answer for question 2 is C. So the store closes on Tuesday at 9 p.m. Okay. And here, of course, you have more examples, okay? Okay, so now I finished it with the presentation here. So it's a question time, okay? If you have questions, so I'm waiting for you.
Donc, pour ceux qui ont des questions, vous pouvez soit lever la main, soit l'écrire sur le chat. Aucune question? Docteur Swad est à votre disposition. Avez-vous des questions? Vous pouvez soit l'écrire sur le chat, soit lever la main pour avoir la parole. Maybe we know. Ok, il n'y a pas de questions. Donc, à la fin de ce séminaire, Docteur Swad, voulez-vous ajouter quelque chose? Le micro ne marche pas.
I advise my students, of course, to sit for the TOEIC here exam, okay? So it's an important test, okay? As I said, so the test, of course, helps you to, of course, improve your communication skills, your speaking skills, writing skills in English language, especially business English, okay? And it, of course, helps you, of course, if you are searching for a job, okay? So the TOEIC exam or the TOEIC test will make it easy for you to find or to be hired in international companies, okay? And to be able to participate in international meetings or business meetings, presentations, and debates, okay? So I advise you, of course, to of course, register and, of course, sit for the TOEIC exam because you will need it, okay? That's it.
Ok, docteur, avant de terminer, je crois qu'il y a une question de Aya. Est-il accessible en ligne? C'est-à-dire, est-ce que le TOEIC est-il accessible en ligne?
Sorry, Donc, I didn't hear the question very well, so can you repeat, please? Okay.
Le test de TOEIC est accessible en ligne?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Okay. So it's available online. Okay. Yeah, you can register online. And of course, they will give you a date to sit for the test. Okay.
D'accord.
Mhm.
D'accord, d'accord.
Elle a dit la question, c'est pas à propos du test. Et,
Ben, est-ce que c'est possible d'avoir des exemples de tests?
bien sûr, oui. Yes, of course, OK. J'ai déjà présenté donc un modèle, OK, du TOEIC, OK. And of course, you can find many samples of TOEIC exam online, OK, with the correction, of course, OK.
D'accord, docteur. Donc,
Mhm.
merci infiniment à vous, docteur,
Yeah.
pour avoir accepté cette invitation et avoir accepté de donner ce séminaire de TOEIC qui est totalement important et, comme vous l'avez dit, international. Merci aux participants d'avoir participé à ce séminaire. Pour ceux qui n'ont jusqu'à maintenant pas inscrit au formulaire, veuillez s'il vous plaît vous inscrire au formulaire pour recevoir votre certificat de participation à la fin du séminaire. Et bien sûr, vous pouvez suivre le compte officiel de l'université sur Facebook pour être au courant des dernières actualités concernant les séminaires, les formations, les ateliers et bien sûr l'inscription au programme d'études de l'université. Merci à vous tous et nous nous verrons, Inch'Allah, dans d'autres séminaires ou bien demain dans deux autres séminaires. Le séminaire de Dr Soufiane concernant le cybersecurity et le séminaire de notre doyenne de l'université, la probabilité et ses applications. Merci à vous tous et à la prochaine.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, everyone. Goodbye. Thank you.